Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to clean up and ceramic coat the brakes and suspension components of my Ferrari 458.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan. This is my garage, and this channel is all about the supercar ownership experience, buying and selling them, maintaining them, DIY work on them, and things like ceramic coating parts. Like many of you, Austin's on lockdown, so I can't really do a whole lot right now. So I was thinking, I'm kind of bored. I'd like to do some work on the car. What can I do? So I thought, you know what? We're going to ceramic coat these brakes and the suspension components using the Avalon King Armor Shield 9 ceramic coating, which you can buy going to bit.ly/NGSAvalon. Use the code NGS25 and they're going to take $25 off your order. So they're going to hook you guys up. Really good stuff, and it goes on super easy. So basically, we're just going to clean everything, then ceramic coat it, and that's going to keep it so it's nice and clean and easier to maintain going forward. So when we start off, we're going to use some brake cleaner just to kind of clean up the brake calipers and the suspension components, so like the springs and maybe even like the actual control arms. And I'm also probably going to clean up the fender liners. So all of those components, we'll just kind of clean them all up. Then after we got them all nice and clean, we'll probably use some rubbing alcohol just to make sure that there's no residual substances on the components. And then finally, we're going to use some of this Avalon King Armor Shield 9 ceramic coating. So basically, we just apply a couple drops of that to this microfiber cloth that will wrap around this applicator pad, making sure to wear gloves because you kind of don't want to get the stuff on your hands. And then once it dries, we just polish it off. So it's going to be super easy, and best of all, then it's going to help keep some of the brake dust off the components. It's also going to help keep the dirt and grime off these components, so they're just going to stay shinier and easier to clean, and hopefully when we wash the car, we don't have to kind of scrub them quite as much. So ultimately, it's just going to make maintenance a lot easier on this car. So we've got a microfiber towel, we've got my brake cleaner, we've got my dog Mo, who's getting in the way. Moses, you're gonna have to go away, buddy. Go on. We're just gonna kind of spray down the caliper. Nope, get out of here. Go. So we're gonna spray down the caliper and then just kind of clean it all up. Trying to get as much dirt and grime off of it as we can. Now, depending on your level of desired perfection, you could actually take out the brake pads. You could even pull off the caliper if you really wanted to get it clean. I'm just kind of going for pretty good, not going for absolutely perfect. You could certainly spend an entire day just clean up these brake calipers because there is grime that's in every little tiny crevice, every little fold, every possible place you can think of. Another option is using some sort of brush to agitate it. Obviously, you don't want to scratch the paint, so you'd want to use a very, very soft brush, or maybe even just taking and poking the towel into the holes or little crevices that you can't get to very easily using something smaller than a finger. But now that we got the caliper kind of cleaned up, we're going to move on to the springs. So these springs back here are getting pretty nasty. We're also going to clean up the control arms. And again, we're just going to take some brake cleaner, spray these down, and then wipe them down. So get some of that dirt and grime. Look at that. That's just, yeah, there's a lot of dirt on these guys. So you can see the suspension components already look much better. So now that we got the kind of control arms, the spring, the shock, and of course the brake caliper all cleaned up, we're going to move on to the wheel houses. So these are kind of this plasticky gray stuff or plasticky black stuff. So again, I'm going to spray them down with some brake cleaner, and then we're just going to kind of scrub off all the dirt and grime. So if you have a pressure washer, it's probably a good idea to use a pressure washer on cleaning these components. The problem I'm running into is I don't have floor drains in my garage, and it's not really tilted very much, so all that dirt and grime would just kind of fall into my floor and be there forever. I'm not going to clean that way. It's something that you could do, so certainly if you can get the car outside. The other problem is, since I don't have tires on my wheels, I can't roll the car, so I'd love to roll it out in the driveway, pull the wheels off, and then pressure spray them down, but it's kind of not really an option today, so I'm using the best I can, which is with the brake cleaner. So now that we've kind of got that done on that wheelhouse and the brake components, we're going to use some rubbing alcohol just to kind of do an extra layer of cleanup. So we got a new microfiber cloth. We'll put some rubbing alcohol on it. And we're just going to kind of wipe down all the same components. So this will help clear out any sort of extra chemicals or debris or any crud that's left on here, and just make the surface nice and clean and prepared to put the Avalon King on. So normally you would take this microfiber cloth, wrap it around this sponge, and then apply it using a few drops of the Avalon King, but I actually have these foam applicator pads. I'm gonna use this instead because it just is easier to deal with. We're gonna shake this up really good, and then we're just gonna put a few drops on it and then spread it around. Once it dries, we'll buff it off with this microfiber cloth. All right, got my applicator pad. We'll put just a couple drops of it on there. What's nice is we can pretty much apply this to every material. So I'm applying it to this raw aluminum on the suspension components, and putting on the painted calipers, and putting on this painted spring on the shock. So it can pretty much go on all this stuff, on the plastic, for the wheel houses. So it can coat all these materials and keep them all from getting dirty and help prevent them from getting dirty, and also make it a lot easier to keep them clean. So now it's been a few minutes, it should be pretty dry, and we just kind of polish it off, and it should come off really easy. So already I can feel this brake caliper feels much smoother. In fact, the towel doesn't want to grip on it at all, it just kind of slides right off. And that's it. That's how easy it is. It's super easy. Now it's protected. It should be easier to keep clean. The brake dust should fall off a little bit easier. And so hopefully in the future, when we want to clean it, we can mostly just spray it down with the pressure washer while we're just washing the car. It should help keep the suspension components looking much nicer, and certainly the brake calipers should look much nicer. I'm gonna move on to the other wheels, and hopefully we can have this done in under an hour.
A few moments later.
All right, we're all done, and that took easily under an hour, maybe 45 minutes. If you're looking for a simple little project on the weekend, or while you're in quarantine, if you're like me, and you're trying to just kind of do something that'll be a little bit extra special and help keep your car a little bit cleaner, something like this is absolutely worth it. Avalon King Armor Shield 9 ceramic coating is pretty awesome stuff. You guys can go buy it at bit.ly/NGSAvalon using the code NGS25. They're gonna hook you up with 25 bucks off your orders. Awesome stuff. I've been using it for a couple of years now in my cars, and I'm a big fan of it. You guys should probably go get some of that stuff. Also, don't forget, go to my website, normalguysupercar.com, sign up for my email list, buy any of my merch, or become a member of this channel, and you're automatically entered to win all of my giveaways. The next one is at 55,000 subscribers. We're going to be giving away some slip blow scrape guards. So these help protect your car from scraping low curbs or coming in driveways. Super easy to install. I did a video on that. Go check that video out. I even intentionally scraped this car. And it protected the car pretty good. Go to bit.ly/NGSscrape, and you can go pick up some of those slip blow scrape guards. Use the code NGS10, and they're gonna give you 10% off. We got a lot of cool car stuff coming your way, so you're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.